wise man once said, if you're not first, you're last. And I think that's one of the greatest American proverbs of all time. And it doesn't get more American than NASCAR and wrestling. And if you were to take wrestling and NASCAR and put them together and they were to have a baby, you will get what's called catch wrestling. Now, if you were to take a bunch of them catch wrestlers and put them in at their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, all they would need to do is one move, and that is the Americana. And all I need to say is in the name, American. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do an Americana, also known as a key lock. Now, an Americana is a shoulder lock in which I grab my opponent's wrist as I take my bottom arm and reach underneath and grab my own wrist. Now I'm going to take their arm and I'm going to push their wrist to the mat as I make sure there is a 90-degree bend in their arm. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm applying pressure and I'm going to rotate my body just like so. Now I want to make sure that their wrist stays to the mat and I'm going to rotate just like that. It's going to be looking as if I'm stroking a paintbrush across a canvas. And that is how you do an Americana. So one way I like to attack the Americana or the key lock is from side control. Now what I like to do is make sure I have a tight grip underneath my opponent's head. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my shoulder into their face. Now usually what they're going to do is they're going to start trying to create frames to create space. And as they do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same arm and I'm going to let go and I'm going to grab their wrist and I'm going to drive it to the mat. I'm going to take my opposite arm, reach underneath and secure my own wrist. Now you want to make sure that your opponent's wrist is bent. You don't want their hand straight. So make sure their wrist is bent, their arm is bent at a 90-degree angle. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my entire body, just like so, to finish the move.
Paint the mat. Lock the grip, paint the mat. When he strains the arm, straight arm up. Good.